Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live tutorial. Simple invite our friends in. All right, so we will do that. And so it's my weekly Tuesday live card making tutorial. All right, so let's see. We've invited in our Instagram friends. So this evening, we're going to light up the holidays with a DIY lantern Christmas card idea. And I will be using the Stampin' Up! Light the Year bundle to do this. So I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So let's see. All right. So I'm so glad you're joining me. And so let's have a closer look at this bundle. And there we have it. Now, this is from the September through December 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog, or as I refer to it, the holiday catalog. And I just, oh my goodness, there's just something about lanterns. They just scream Christmas. You know, when you see the streets um, lined with them and then decorated for Christmas, so pretty. And that we have dies to go with them, just fabulous. And so I want to invite you to please go ahead and give my video a thumbs up and a share. And of course, comment. Let me know you're here so I can say hello. And so this is available in a bundle. Oh, Miss Danette is here. And whenever you order a bundle, you save 10% on both. Oh, Miss Cheryl is here too. Good evening, ladies. And saving 10% is fantastic. But now, let's see, February 13th through the 15th, 2024, we're having the seasonal sale. And you will save, now this is from the annual catalog and this is a holiday, so this won't be included. But in the annual catalog, an extra 10% off on top of the 10% discount on bundles, die and punch bundles, as well as discounts on ink, and that's the ink pads, ink refills, markers, Stampin' Blends, like, oh, yay, cardstock, and designer series paper. And this time it includes the specialty designer series paper. That will be 20% off. So that's for 3 days only. Wednesday, November 13th. Okay, Wednesday, yeah, November 13th through Friday, November 15th, 2024, in my online store, www.shopwithshelley.com. Now, it's while supplies last. For example, I was looking at the inventory report today, and I believe it was the dies of my beautiful bundle, the Layers of Beauty. They're in low inventory. So if you haven't picked that up yet, you can get an extra 10% off, but if you act quickly, because that could very easily run out during the 3 days. Yes, Miss Cheryl, it is a super sale. And Miss Molly's checking in. And thanks, Miss Cheryl, for liking and sharing my video. And I appreciate everyone who does that. Okay, so we've got some stamping and die cutting to do. And the card is simple, but it has some little touches that just really dress it up. Oh, before I put these aside, I have my dies stored on this magnet card that I picked up at Stampin' Storage. Oh, here, let me show you. And so this is a separate company from Stampin' Up, but look how nice this is. Super strong. Instead of trying to get them back on that piece of cardstock with the tape on it, and then I slide them into one of these pockets. And with the file tabs, it's really awesome because then I flip through them. And, I do take the time sometimes to actually get the name on there. And so this just works out so beautifully. And here, here's the light the year bundle. And like I said, you'd save 10% on both. And it's just so elegant and gorgeous. And I hope you're going to enjoy my card because I had a lot of fun making it today. So let's start with some stamping. And what I have here is some basic white cardstock, because whenever you're stamping on white, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock because it has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. Oh, Miss Adelaide is here. Fantastic. So in the catalog, they stamped them in black. and it was pretty, but I just wanted it to be a little more subtle than that, and so I chose the pebbled path. It reminds me of the, brushed nickel. I thought, "Ooh, I think I'd like to try that." So what we're gonna do is pick this up, slide that in, and I chose the larger of the 2 lanterns. Both are so pretty, and I have this on a clear block E. Look at those grooves, so comfortable to hang on to. So we'll ink this up, and I'm going to be able to stamp everything that I need to die cut on this piece. And let's see what you think of this. Isn't that cool? All that shading, that it just happens for you. You don't have to do a doggone thing. It just happens. So we are done with this. We'll do a little push, flip, and click. Okay. And so then inside, I have the candle, and I chose real red. I thought, oh, do I go cherry color? I thought, no, I just really want real red. And I thought all my red would stand out even better with the pebbled path instead of the basic black. Oh, there we go. All right. And so for anyone just joining us, if you would please give my video a thumbs up and a share, I'd sure appreciate that. Now this is photopolymer, so I can see where I'm stamping. And we'll come down here because you don't want it floating. Okay, so there, we've got that. Well, while I've got the red out, we'll put a red bow on it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. There we go. Oh, look at the shading on this. I don't remember reading in the catalog that it was distinctive, but it sure looks like it with all this beautiful depth of color. Okay, so we are just cranking through what we need to stamp. All right, so now I have Mossy Meadow, and I chose my colors of greens because I'm using the Season of Elegance green and gold specialty designer series paper. Now that's an online exclusives, so that will not be part of the sale, but there will be a lot of good things to find. And so we have the outline and then the fill is how I think of them. I always start with the darker color because with the photopolymer stamps, the clear rubber, it's easier for me to see through the lighter color than the darker. There we go. And I want 2 of these. And I'll be using this for the greeting in a bit, but I will then fill it with Mossy Meadow. Let's pick this up, slide that in. Okay, and so see, that's the fill. And this was pretty doggone easy to line up. What I did was this stem with this stem. All right, so I'm going to back this up so I can see what I'm doing. And isn't that cool? That is really pretty. Okay. There we go. See, very easy to line up. And as that's drying, it's getting more muted like the brushed nickel. And then the last of our stamping to decorate our lantern, I have early espresso. Pick this up, slide that in, and the pine cones. And so again, the detail and the fill. So we'll do the darkest first. And I only need 1 of these. When I was designing, I had stamped a couple, so you're not always sure where you're going with it. And then let's grab the pecan pie for the fill. Pick this up, slide that in. Okay, and look at that. Can you see how that lines up? That is so cool. And so that'll fill it in between, and so pretty, adding that detail. I believe that's all I need. So my piece is a little bit longer than I needed, but you know, often I stamp more than one because especially the smaller ones, not always the easiest to get as perfect as I'd like them. So I just get in the habit of stamping more so I can die cut. Also, I will be die cutting with, isn't this big one? This is so pretty, this set. And this is the Greetings of the Seasons dies. Now, these are from the online exclusives. And again, look, right back on there, my magnet card. So the online exclusives, there's a link under the video to go check out the online exclusives because there's so many awesome products there that you're missing if you're only looking at the catalogs. So what we need is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And here we go. So this card was a lot of fun. You know, for Christmas, that's when I just tend to like to do those little extra touches that make it special. So I'm getting the handle out of the camera so it can focus on what I'm doing right here. And then, so I could use plate number 1 and 2 that comes with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but instead I'm going to use magnetic platform that I pick up on Amazon. And as I tend to say, it doesn't make me a perfect die cutter, but it makes me a better die cutter. And so there's the QR code if you'd like to get one too. And so it's getting there. You see all the magnets. So magnets are all throughout this. It's not a solid. It would have been pretty heavy if it was solid. Not that I wouldn't mind one. Oh, Miss Joyce is here. Welcome. But regardless if I use plate number 1 or 2 or the magnetic platform, I need a plate number 3. All right. There we go. I rotated it because that is flatter. And I'll place this on here. And my dies, I've got my big lantern. Oops. Okay, good. It didn't hit the floor. And so what I like to do is drop it on there and I hear it hit and then it's staying in place for me. That really is working well because either that or you're chasing them all around. Okay. Let me pull this out so I can see what I'm doing. Getting that centered. There we go. We're looking all around it. This on the side. It's looking pretty good. If not, I went ahead and got one cut because you know how things go when you're live on camera. And then we need another plate number 3. Now this gets it to the appropriate thickness. So when we go through, when it puts all that pressure down, it cuts. If it's not thick enough, it won't cut anything. And too thick, well, you're not going to get it through. Or if you just really are strong and keep going, you could jam it. And so there we go. We have our lantern. So, you know, I die cut all the time. So I thought, okay, we've got some other little things to do. So I have these die cut for you. All right. Just to be able to move on with my card. So let's put this aside. And there we go. Okay. And so we'll slide this in. But these magnet cards, really very, very nice. All right. Oh, you know what I forgot? We do have to die cut. Okay, we'll be bringing it back. Oh, Miss Cheryl says she just ordered this. Well, that's awesome. Let's come back with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Because that I did not die cut ahead of time. All right, so what I have here is some more basic white cardstock. I will be stamping on it. And then I want this largest die in here. And that rough edge, that's the cutting edge. That goes down. Did you hear that click? Then it holds in place and I don't need any extra adhesive, some washi tape or Post-it note or anything like that. Okay. There we go. And so tomorrow, after the video gets done uploading in HD, I will have a link to my blog post with the measurements as well as a downloadable PDF that will include the card sketch. And so that all makes it so much easier to duplicate it if you'd like to make this card too. Okay, so there we go. You know what? What is wrong with me? I am not done. Oh my goodness. We've got more die cutting. All right, so I've got here Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. I need my dies again. Here we go. And you're going to really like how this works out Do you see? Okay, so I just move and find the magnet, and there we go, because that was moving on me, so I move, and then plate number 3. All right. And so if you're just getting here, while I'm doing this die cutting, I'll repeat again about the seasonal sale, where the products are from the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And bundles, Stampin' Die bundles, are an extra 10% off. They're saying 20%. That's not true. You know, when something's discounted 10% and then you discount it again, 10% on top of that, it's not another full. So that's why I wrote it up. It's an extra 10% off on top of the 10%. So I guess maybe I'm just being a little bit picky, but I do like numbers. All right, so I need 2 of each of these. You know what? I do have those done, so we don't need to keep doing that. I am pretty sure this time I am actually done with the Stampin' Cut in Emboss machine for this project. Some days are a little blonder than others. Okay. So now we get to build our image. And here are the die cut pieces. Whoops. Okay. I like the way I did this one better. And there. So I want on here my greeting, and that's why I told you I was going to come back with the Mossy Meadow. Pick this up, slide that in, and I chose right from the stamp set. I try really hard to stay within the stamp set whenever possible to make it more affordable to make any of my card designs. But this saying, wishing you peace, joy, and light, oh, that's so cool because, Jesus is the light of the world. So appropriate for Christmas. And we'll come over here and stamp, wishing you peace, joy, and light. Oh, isn't that pretty? So now we are done with the stamping. And now it's time for some adhesive. And I have the Stampin' Seal. And there we go, because this would be tied around the handle, right? So there we go. And then we have all this to put together. And so what happens is this is like the vein on here. And all of this is teeny tiny. And as much as I like the adhesive sheets, I can't imagine me getting that off. So instead, I'm going to use the sticky dots. And these are sheets that are just all these tiny, tiny little dots. Okay, there we go. Peel this back. I don't think you can see all those little dots, but you can in person. And we'll place this on here. And it's just working better. Instead of just taking my hand, I take a bone folder and press these on. There we go. And so this is just quick and easy. Oh, and I found these on Amazon as well. And really nice for all this intricate. There we go. These are the ones that I picked up. So I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to pick it up with that adhesive all over the back. And look at how these, for the berries, they line up with it. All right, let's do this. When I was making mine, I always started from the bottom. So lining this up, look at that. Look at that extra, using another color. I really like that on there. You wouldn't have to use them together, but I think that is really sharp. So now we've got adhesive on the back of this. Let me put this aside. Whoops. I can take that away. There we go. And bring it over here and show you what I'm going to do with this. It's like I said, it was just all these little touches that made this simple card just so simply lovely. And there we go. Lined up. Oh, so lovely. That little stem's going to will be underneath. So I just got these because I have metallics, but these are the basics. Pearlized enamel effects. I have the metallic. And so this is real red. We have white and black. And there is a little dye in here for the berries. I thought, this is going to be more 3D, and the pearlized, it's going to be so cool. So we're going to take this and just gently squeeze. All right, I'm trying to be gentle. There we go. And look at that. Look at these 3D dots, and the pearl in it is so pretty. So this does not dry instantly. It didn't take forever. I didn't time it. So it's not a dry overnight thing, but you do need to set it aside and give it a chance to dry. But oh my goodness, that is such a nice touch. So let's put this aside so we can keep working. There we go. All right. And so we have all of our elements. So let's go ahead and start putting this together. And these are the two of the patterns. So one side is, the matte, and the other has all that gold foiling. Both are so pretty, but I was thinking how my red would stand out against all of this lovely green. Isn't everything coordinating beautifully? So again, okay, this has metallic on it. So I prefer, whenever there's something like that, to go ahead and use the Stampin' Seal Plus. It has a stronger hold. And so then I started to do the other way. So let me show you so you can decide when you're making yours, do you like it against this? And we'll have all this greenery, or what I just did against the plaid. So my plan was to go the other way, and then I started putting it together. It's like, oh, I think I really like it against the plaid better. Okay, and so then on mossy metal cardstock, that looked nice. So again, because this has the foiling, I'm going to stay with the stronger Stampin' Seal Plus, or you could use mini glue dots. Here we go. That is just looking so pretty already. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now our tag, let's go ahead, and I thought, okay, I need to put something in there. It just looked naked without it. So what I chose is the red and white baker's twine. Now this is from the holiday catalog. Oh, Miss Roxanne is here. Hello. Just cut off some. And I folded this in half. Fed it through. There we go. I thought about leaving it at this point, and my tags were covering everything up. So like, nope, we won't do that. So instead, I'm going to make a bow. And then I can't wait to just finish putting it together because it's just so elegant and pretty. So that nice little touch there, instead of just having a tag without anything in it, but it didn't overtake my greeting. So this, I thought, nope, let's not just put it on flat. Let's use the Stampin' Dimensionals. These foam adhesive dots just really dress up our cards. And this is good size, so we'll put one in each corner. That one's already coming up off of it. Oh, Miss Shirley, yes, the plaid. I do have a thing for plaid. And polka dots and stripes. Just patterns. Okay, that is so picked up and I keep missing it. And so then that's I just centered on here. Does that look pretty centered? I think so. Fantastic. Okay. And so this, whoops, you can't see that. Our berries, I went ahead so we could keep going. I have 2 of them done, but isn't that sharp? The two-tone color and then our 3D berries. Oh my goodness, just beautiful. And I could show you how okay, so I put all this together and I just thought that is an awful lot of white going on. But let's go ahead and put some stuff together and I'll show you what I did because it just tickles me. Okay, here it is, right here. And our pine cone. And remember, this has the adhesive on there already from the sticky dots. And this will go on dimensionals. So right here. Okay, let's do this. Let's curve it up. What I attached it first and then I started filling in around it. So maybe we'll do that. I'm just all excited with this next step to show you. Just all that white wasn't making me happy. So what I had done already though was I took my Lemon Lolly light and I colored in, and so the yellow. And it was so stark on here. I thought, this is supposed to be lit up. And at first I played with balmy blue. Well, it's nighttime and the candle is lighting it up. So my light, what I say, Lemon Lolly, we'll fill this in. Trying not to touch the lines because the classic pads, they could bleed. And so it's like, okay, that really helps. But I thought, how realistic is it that the whole thing is going to be lit up like that? So I Googled a picture of a lantern that was lit up. So I'm going to add more color. This is the dark. And saw where it just lights it up around it. Okay. And so that was, and I thought, okay, we're going to add yet another color because it was almost not quite brown, but a lot. Look at that. So around it, it had the circle of light around. And then we can make this deeper. But look how it's lighter around it. So an easy thing to do, but it just added so much to it. And I can put down more because I didn't want to get too dark. I was fooling around and I think yet another color that'd be really pretty. I have the light wild wheat. Let's just go for it. We can compare it because I didn't do this, and just lightly add some, there we go. Making it look more realistic. Aren't these colors just working beautifully together? And let's come back with the light. Okay. And so there we go. Isn't that pretty? Instead of just the solid white like they did in the catalog. Thought, oh, that is just glowing with warmth. So again, back with my Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to do as I did earlier, put this on and then fill in with the rest. And so if you're just joining me, hey, do me a favor and give my video a thumbs up and a share. And of course, say hello. All right, so this is going off the edge over here just a little bit. One of my favorite looks. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, and so then let's put in our greenery. tucking this in here. Coming off over here, I just need to stay within, right, my palette, the base of my card, but I really like going off the edge. And that's not perfectly on each side, and I'm good with that. I'm looking for it to be more natural than perfection of spaced. Our pine cone. Let's tuck that in a little bit. There we go. And then with our beautiful, beautiful berries. All these little touches just make this card. And really, the red on here from the Pearlized Basics Enamel Effects. Press all of that down. And then for our finishing touch, I have the faux glass dots and Mossy Meadows, one of the colors. So always press down on the embellishment so the adhesive is sticking to the embellishment and not this acetate sheet. If you've ever pulled one up with, you know, with the adhesive sitting on there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So let's pepper some of these in. I thought about using, this is wild wheat, but nope. I'm just going to do, because my original vision was for my gorgeous lantern to be surrounded by all of this gold. So gold, by all of the green. So the lantern would just stand out beautifully. And there we go. Our we lit up the holidays with our DIY lantern Christmas card. Well, thank you, Miss Roxanne. I'm really pleased with it. Oh my goodness. And I'm so glad you joined me because I had such a nice time with you. So I'm going to hold it here for a little bit. And you know what else we can do is, there we go. Add the chat up here. So you all, okay. Oh, Miss Adelaide. Well, thank you, ladies. Whoops, I need to come back down here. I'm not sure what happened. So the seasonal sale, I mean, that is huge, all from the annual catalog, inks, cardstock, bundles, and designer series paper, all on sale. Well, thank you, Miss Joyce. This kind of looks like a Miss Joyce card to me. And thank you, Miss Jeanette. I sure appreciate that. So let me bring this up a little bit closer so you can see. Now remember that tomorrow, but Wednesday afternoon, if you're watching live, and if you're seeing it later, well then it'll already be there. A link to my blog post with all of the measurements, the supplies, and a downloadable PDF that will include the card sketch, the picture of the card, and all of the measurements. Okay, so let's do this. It is that time of evening. There we go. I'm so glad you joined me. I've got this bundle and been wanting to play with it because I really do have a thing for lanterns, especially at Christmas. It's just, wow, like I said, the streets lined with them. It just says Christmas and I love it. Nostalgic, huh? I think that's got to be a lot of it. So this is that time of evening where I say thank you for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles. Good evening, and God bless.